All right, glad you're still with us on Colorado and Company. I'm Jackie Polisi. As I mentioned, it's Fire Prevention Week, and it's also a great reminder to get a home escape plan in place before it's too late. Karen spoke with Susan McKelvey from the National Fire Protection Association about their new campaign, Not Every Hero Wears a Cape. Plan and practice your escape.
Hi, Susan. Welcome to Denver. Thanks for joining us here and telling us a little bit about Fire Prevention Week. So it is National Fire Prevention Week, and you have a theme for this year. Can you talk a little bit about it and what it sort of means?
Sure. So the theme for Fire Prevention Week this year is Not Every Hero Wears a Cape, Plan and Practice Your Escape. And what we're doing is focusing on the importance of home escape planning and practice, because we know that people tend to underestimate the risk to fire, particularly at home. They think home is the place they're safest, but it's the place they're at greatest risk. We also know that you have less than 2 minutes typically, or about 2 minutes from the time a smoke alarm sounds, so you have very little time to get out safely. Home escape planning and practice is critical to safely escaping a home fire, and we want to celebrate all the everyday people who take those messages to heart and motivate their households to action, because what they're doing, as simple as it may seem, really can have potentially life-saving, really heroic impact. So we're really trying to reinforce that message.
Great stuff. So what do our viewers need to know about creating a home escape plan?
So what you want to do is have everyone in your household actually map out a plan of your home that includes all the rooms of your home, along with all the places the smoke alarms are located, and then 2 exits from every room in the home, which is typically a door and a window. And then from all those exits, you want to map out a path to the outside. And then you want to also have a meeting place where everyone will meet upon exiting the home. And lastly, you want to ensure that everyone in your household knows how to call either 911 or the local emergency number, so that the fire department can be contacted and come for assistance as quickly as possible.
What about putting this plan in practice? Now, it's one thing to create a plan, but how often should it be practiced, and is there a specific time of day?
Well, thank you for asking. You're bringing up some great points. Yes, you have to practice that plan, because you have to ensure that everyone actually knows how to put that plan into play. By doing it regularly, you create some muscle memory around those activities and that planning. So we encourage people to do their plan at least twice a year. And we also think it's best to try doing your plan at night when it's dark. Maybe either turn all the lights off, do it at night, because in a lot of circumstances, the reality is you might not be able to see very clearly. So we want to ensure that people can do their plan with less than ideal circumstances.
Exactly. I don't think a lot of people are wearing night vision goggles at night when there is an emergency, so practicing at night would be a good idea. What are some other key fire prevention tips that you can offer our viewers?
So one message around home escape planning and practice is it's so important for people to learn. If there's a fire in your home, you get out safely, stay outside, never go back in a burning building. Firefighters are trained, they have the gear to go in a building that's on fire. We're not. So really make sure if you have a fire, you stay outside and let the firefighters do the work of putting out the fire or rescuing anyone that you think may be inside. And then the other point is smoke alarms. They're so important. They're your first line of defense in a fire. Make sure they're working. Make sure they're in all the right locations in your home so that they can alert you to the fire if you do have one.
Can you reiterate the importance of having a plan? I think a lot of people might think it's a great idea, but I don't know if even I have a plan. So can you stress the importance of why people should create a plan?
Yeah, so, studies show that in emergency or crisis situations, people will rack their brains for any information they have on how to stay safe. In a fire, it's too late to start coming up with all that. You need to have information you can draw on. It's like a skill set that you can rely on to help you get out. In a fire where you're scared, you're not necessarily thinking, this gives you the resources, you and all the members of your household, the resources to get out quickly and safely and avoid the missteps or squander time that might happen if you aren't thinking clearly and you use that time in ways that aren't as effective as getting yourself out. So it seems so simple, but it's so critically important. And we've seen time and again what a life-saving difference home escape planning and practice can make.
And this applies to even apartment or condo dwellers, people in large buildings?
Absolutely, and you know, the messaging may be a little different. You live in a high-rise or apartment building, you know, check with the building manager, find out what the evacuation plans are. No matter what the plans are for the home you live in, whether it's a single family or a high-rise or anything in between, you need to know what the plan is. So if you have to check with others in the building you're living in, find out what it is and then practice it. That's the key, is everyone having some muscle memory around what they do in a crisis or an emergency situation like a fire.
Great tip, Susan. Can you tell us where we can go for more information?
Oh yes, our website, firepreventionweek.org, has a wealth of resources on home escape planning, practice, and smoke alarms.
Great stuff. Thank you so much for providing all this information for us.
For more information about creating a fire escape plan and to learn more about the Not Every Hero Wears a Cape plan and practice your escape, visit nfpa.org.